Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I promise it's Tuesday. First things first, I want to thank all of those people that gave me well wishes for my first day at work. I think I did well, or at least that's what they told me. Maybe it was just because they thought, well, if we tell her she did well, she'll show back up and maybe learn something. I don't know. But I felt very confident and I really love the people that are there. It's a very family kind of atmosphere. So, love that. I'm just going to have to spread out my medication just a little bit to make it go through the shift. My new shoes are a little heavy, so that might be an issue. I might have to find a lighter pair of shoes, but for right now, I'm just going to wear those Wolverines that I got because they are non-slip, and I definitely needed those. So anyway, let's talk about a few things. I've already looked at the Kroger and the JC ad for this week that starts tomorrow. There are some good sales. It is still the buy three, save two event. I imagine this is the last week for that event. So if there was anything on that ad that you needed, you might want to get it this week. Just saying. There were some good deals on there. For Kroger, I noticed that the Tyson chicken was buy one, get two free, which is awesome. So what I will do is go up there and buy a bunch of chicken. Make sure that when you buy chicken like that or any kind of product that is buy one, get one free, and there is a poundage, make certain you get the closest to the same weight as you can. Absolutely. You're gonna pay for the higher one. So try to get everything as low as you can. For example, if you find three that are like 525, 550, or I don't know, 585, you're going to pay the 585 price for all three. So try to make them as low in weight and close to each other as you can. Say I did the fives and then I did some sixes or I did some eights on some other poundage. So that's how I do it. That makes sense? Okay. Anyway, so that will be coming out today sometime. I will sit down and do a preview ad. There are some good prices. I think pasta will be 88 cents. That's a Kroger brand. The tuna will be 88 cents, which is like what, 1 penny cheaper than Aldi was. So there's some decent prices this week. Something great is Kimmel is back. The power of protest against a corporation that is bending the knee to the criminal king worked. Man, Walt Disney turned that around very, very quickly. They didn't say that's what it was from, but come on. Come on. People were canceling Disney Channel, Hulu, cruises, vacation times, seasonal tickets. I mean, whatever Disney was throwing out there and had money into, people were taking their money back. And that's how we have to fight. Um, he is trying to make everything corporate. And, we're going to be losing hospitals, but daggone it, we're going to get Kimmel back. So let's keep protesting because apparently it's what's going to happen. Um, I saw where Tylenol, we are now in a war with Tylenol. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be a plaintiff in a in a lawsuit. I mean, how stupid. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Maha because that's just absolutely crazy. I know that MAGA did not want to take vaccines. I get it. Whatever. Have your conspiracy theories in your brain. But by God, don't make it so that people that want vaccines can't get it. We need to stand up on this vaccine thing like we did Kimmel. I'm serious. We also need to stand up against a few other things. But come on. Tylenol, vaccines, it's just annoying, right? But we've been told by some MAGA Christians that we are going to have um, the rapture today. So I figured today's rapture, I'm going to go ahead and get that lasagna made. It's already in the oven. That way we have plenty to feed just in case people are running and scattering all over the place and someone's hungry. I'll have this huge lasagna made, and that's what we're cooking for dinner today. Well, not only are we on a war with Tylenol, but we are also in a war with civilian boats on the coast of Venezuela. I think they've shot now, what, three or four? Revenge and retribution. Okay, so Venezuela put their insurrectionist in jail, which was Donald Trump's friend. So now he's bombing little boats saying that they're drug people without due process, and Venezuela is saying that it is a war crime. It is a start of war when you go and you know, bomb our civilians in the boats on the coast. What is going on? I thought he was the president of peace. He solved all these wars that okay. He never solved Ukraine. Okay. He's bombed, you know, he's bombed. Um, and wars are starting, and he's saying we might have to go back into Afghanistan to fight the Taliban, and he's going to war against our cities, but he's also bombing civilians off the coast of Venezuela. What? It's a lot. Okay. Argentina has a dictator much like Trump and has bankrupted Argentina, and Trump's going to step in and we are going to bail out Argentina. Now, these fiscal conservatives who voted for Trump and his fiscal and economic policies for America first, but we won't help starving children and vaccinations for, little kids so they don't die, and yet we're going to bail out Argentina from their woes. Make Argentina great again. So all he has to do is just ship up a bunch of those MAGA hats, throw them out there, and it all fits. Make Argentina great again. So that's his new slogan, and it sticks with the MAGA, you know, format so that they don't have to change anything. But anyway, make Argentina great again. Woo. All right. Brazil. All right. So we are attacking Brazil, and his buddy is in jail, and Brazil is not buying or is selling more crops to other countries and leaving our farmers out. So farmers are now in trouble because Brazil is taking all of their customers. Put it that way. Put it really simple, for grain and such. So Brazil did a lot of work with Jimmy Carter, because their climate is just so perfect for constant growing. So they did so much research in Brazil that they're gonna become a really big farm exporter, grain exporter, um, produce, so on and so forth. Um, so you know, there you go. What else we got written down here? Um, okay, let's do a little math here. Trump is still saying that prices are going down 1,500%, 400%, 1,000%, blah, blah. Where is this old man getting his math from? I want to know. He keeps telling you that inflation is down. That is not true. He keeps telling you that things are lower under him, and that is not true. He's also even trying to force companies to swallow the tariff costs so that way it doesn't affect the consumer, but that's pressuring. businesses, and that's illegal. Much like taking away our freedom of speech, right? I don't know. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about me. Okay, so I grew up with guns. I grew up with guns. I do believe there should be legislation, but I am getting ready to walk into another path that my father took. My father was a traditional bow hunter slash competition shooter. And the other day, I made a decision that I am going to get a longbow. And there is a traditional bow hunting club very, very close to me. So I just emailed them today, but I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see that bruise. Can you see that bruise right there? Yeah, I'm a little string shy. So I am going to start um, practicing with a longbow, and I've already got my bow picked out. If I can't find something cheaper, um, it's not a Fred Bear bow, which I would love to have a bear bow, but I can't afford those unless I found a really good used one. Um, I started out trying a 65-pound bow. It was too much, and I felt it start pulling into my spinal cord where it's damaged, and I was like, okay. I mean, I threw off some shots, not too bad, but I can't get my arm. I need to learn how to move my arm, but I'm going to get a guard. But anywho, I went down to a 35-pound bow, and so I'm going to start off on a 35-pound long bow and see where I go from there. Um, it's something fun, you know. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. That's going to be my new hobby is shooting a long bow. I don't think I'm going to go to competitions or anything like that. I just want to get proficient and build my way up to another poundage. So the bow I want is a little expensive, and you also need all of the other gear that comes with it. So I'm kind of like going to try to look for something a little less expensive. But that's my new adventure, my new hobby that you will be seeing. All right, you all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I know probably none of that made sense, but I'm worn out and I've got a lasagna in the oven, so dinner's covered. Dishes I got done yesterday. I brought home a few little things last night, and then we ate from what we had in the kitchen. So everybody was fine. It's time to get my hat on and get to work. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. This is it. Bye, y'all.